Many people will tell you that tsunami dreams are about overwhelming emotions, but it's actually much more than that. You see, water in a dream more accurately represents the life experiences that are generating these emotions that we feel. So, this slight miss will often leave you empty handed when you're trying to identify what your dream is actually representing for your specific life situation. So in this video, I'll show you the real meaning using the universal language of the mind, the ancient language that our mind speaks in, which is the language of images. Because our dreams, when we go to sleep at night, we are closing off our senses from our outer reality, and we're opening our inner senses to experience our inner reality, the inner thoughts of the subconscious mind. And a thought is an image. You know what I mean? So when we're seeing the images within our dream, we are actually looking at and perceiving the thoughts within our subconscious mind that are beginning to manifest and will determine who we become and what we experience. So when you are able to more accurately bring clarity to what your dreams are trying to tell you, then the more aware you will become of who you are and who you are evolving into. That's why dream interpretation through the universal language of the mind is the number one tool for self-awareness. So when you're looking at a tsunami dream, really any water dream, it's really pointing and cluing into you about your life experiences, the ones that you've been having the previous day or two before you had the dream, because our dreams are a reflection of how we've been using our mind. And so when you're having the tsunami dream or any drowning dream, it's really representing how you are feeling overwhelmed. And that does create different emotions. Some people see it as anxiety. Some people see it as stress. Some people see it as depression, and just giving up. Different emotions may come up, and that may clue in because the tsunami is usually happening at the beach where the water meets the land, because that's where the emotional level is where the water meets the land. And so in that context, the emotions are important. What's happening on the beach? Who's on the beach? Has the water already rushed past the beach and is fully into the land now? Or are you still at the ocean? Are you in the ocean? All of those contexts will give you more insight into the emotions through that. But the water itself is the life experience, because that's what's in your face and overwhelming you, not necessarily the emotions, but sometimes the emotions can be overwhelming as well. So what you want to look at with this when you have a tsunami dream is identify what part of your life is causing this overwhelm. What experiences are you feeling are overwhelming? Is it your relationship? Is it your job? Are you feeling overwhelmed by just the different problems and situations that you're having come up? Might not even be your own, but other people. Some people just are overwhelmed with other people's stuff because they're always there for other people, and other people always know that they're there for them and will come to them for their problems, and they're solving other people's problems. And so then you're feeling overwhelmed by other people's stuff. And so when you first identify which experiences are causing you to be overwhelmed, then it is easier to manage the emotions. And then once you alleviate and manage the emotions, then it's easier to respond to the life experiences that are happening versus react. Because that's the key to responsibility, is responding to things versus reacting to things, your ability to respond. I've created the Chitta app that uses this universal language of mind system, and you can download it for free at usechitta.com and get immediate interpretations that are specific and accurate to what you are personally going through this universal language that our dreams are encoded in. And this will decode it and really fully break down and give you a lot of clarity and accuracy to exactly what your soul is trying to tell you through a tsunami dream or any type of dream. And this is available to you 24/7 for free. But like I said, once you first identify the life experience, then it'll be easier for you to respond to it. And through responding to it, then it'll help alleviate it, because it's probably overwhelming because you're reacting to things and not responding to them. So then things are piling up, getting bigger and bigger. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to take care of this. I still got to take care of this. And as these things build up, as these life experiences build up, then it washes over you. So I would identify all of the things that you feel you need to do and write down a full list of everything that you think needs your attention, everything you have been reacting to but are needing to respond to, and make yourself a checklist, and then prioritize that list. Not necessarily prioritize it from what's the biggest to what's the smallest. You can do it that way, and that definitely has effects and benefits. But it's also beneficial to maybe even do it the other opposite direction. The smallest to the largest. So you can actually knock some things out, really quickly. Let me knock out these 5 things really quickly in one afternoon, and then I already feel a little relief from the overwhelm because I've handled these different life experiences that are causing me to feel overwhelmed versus trying to, deal with these different emotions that are just a symptom of what's causing me to feel overwhelmed, And so, but I maybe mix it up between what's a high priority and what can I easily knock out, and kind of mix that up and assess for yourself what your list looks like on how to approach that. And then just start taking action to it. How do you eat an elephant? It's an old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So just look at your list, take one bite at a time, one foot in front of the other, start knocking it out, and watch the overwhelm kind of feel a little more relief. The waves will subside as you start to knock this out. And as you're moving through your dreams, as you respond to this dream, be paying attention to your future dreams, your next couple of dreams, and see how water starts showing up in those dreams. Because if you do respond to this dream and take action to it, that's you giving a response to your subconscious mind. The dream is a message to your waking conscious mind from your inner subconscious mind. And by you responding to it in this way and implementing the message into your life, by taking action towards these life experiences that are feeling overwhelming, that's you responding to the subconscious mind and telling it, hey, I got the message. I'm paying attention and I'm putting it into action. Then your subconscious mind will give you a new message relevant to that of, okay, now look at what's being produced. Okay, now look at how your mind is operating. And so pay attention to how water is showing up the next couple of days after you've responded to this dream. And that's why recurring dreams happen, because if you don't respond to it properly in what your subconscious mind is actually trying to tell you, then you're going to end up having the same dream, next time you feel overwhelmed again. Might be a couple days later, might be a week later, might be the very next 3 nights in a row. You know what I mean? But if you do respond to it, then you'll see water showing up in a different way. Maybe it's more calming. And there's a moment within a dream where you look out and you see the seaside and it's just calm waves just kind of coming in, very relaxing. Or maybe it is another tsunami, but it's not as bad and not as severe. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just very smooth, crystal clear lake that's very calm, not a single wave on it. You know what I mean? Representing the peace and stillness that you're experiencing within your life. That's what you really want to strive to. And then with clear water, you have much more clarity and awareness of what's actually occurring within your life experiences. Water in a dream is a very powerful symbol. It can tell you a lot of where you are at and how you are viewing your life experiences and how you are moving about in the awareness that you have of your life experiences. But for a tsunami dream specifically, this is what it is representing for you. It is universal for everyone everywhere all the time. And so if you have more clarity, just a little bit more clarity into what it actually means, can give you the tools to produce a tremendous amount of more value into how you're approaching your life and responding to these things. So as always, if you want to learn more, use the Chitta app to get more clarity in the dreams. You can get a free copy of my book, either the Life is But a Dream, which will help you to understand how to interpret your dreams, or the Structure of the Mind book, which will help you to understand the structure of your mind, the conscious mind, subconscious, superconscious mind, the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and how all of those intercorrelate, the power of each of those levels of divisions of mind, the job, the duty that it has, the purpose that it has. And the more you understand that, then the more self-aware that you will become, and the more adept you will be at everything that you want to accomplish in life. So you can check those out, or you can even take the Dream Interpretation Masterclass and just learn how to interpret dreams for yourself, because it's a language that anyone can learn. So you can learn it, anybody can learn it, and these are some of the first steps that you can take. So if I hope all of this helps, even if it just helps one person a little bit, then great. It was worth my time for sure. So with that, I leave you all in peace.